Hello everyone and welcome back to Factory Town, where in the last episode we set up a new farming area and we've also tidied up our overall production of goods, largely food, with the goal of getting at least the grains and the fruits and veg fully stacked for all houses. Now, I'm really toying with the idea of, outside of progress-related projects, such as getting the railway going, I really would like to try and get all of the happiness that we can. By doing that, we will gradually pull up our production capabilities. Well, I say gradually. We'll do it quite quickly, and it'll be quite extensive. All right, so with that in mind, I want to make a slight change to the way that we've got things so far. The first change that we're going to be doing is we are going to be adding a well, because in the last episode, right at the end, you will recall that I mentioned I would be very, very interested in setting this up such that we no longer need that we have 3 different farms. And so each of the farms, we won't be increasing the amount of grain available. Each farm will be able to harvest 1/4 of the overall tiles that it would normally be able to harvest, but that should produce enough. I'm hopeful. It'll be an interesting thing to see, if nothing else. Alright, so with that in mind, we actually want this to come down a little bit, because we don't want to be bringing this out too much. So let's go ahead. I'm thinking, well, actually, now. What we could do instead is take this up rather than down. Now that is an interesting prospect. We may be able to take this and do something along these lines. So if we bring this all the way out to something like this, I really will want to have some sort of support structure over here so that it makes kind of sense what we're building, but we'll see. Now, of course, we need the water to reach the farms at a very specific height. Generally speaking, we want it to be about this height, but we're going to need to bring out... Well, let's go ahead and just build out the support structures right now so that we know what we're playing with. We'll bring 3 out over here. Well, actually, we've got 4 tiles there. I wasn't aware of that. We'll pop the 4th one over here then. Sure, and we'll have much the same on this side as well. There we go, that's fine then. Now we're going to need to bring this down to meet up somewhere around here. So we're going to want a ramp, I'm going to say. Let's go ahead and use this, and then we should be able to have a ramp right there. And we'll have to do the same on this side. And to keep things nice and tidy, we'll do the same there. There we go. Now we just need to bring it up just enough to meet this, which we can do right there. There we go. Perfect. Wonderful, in fact. Now that will bring the water out. We'll bring the water directly here. Now I'm going to want a conveyor to bring fertilizer out as well. That being said, I could possibly deliver that to the front. Not entirely sold on that idea, though, I'll be honest. What options do we have in regards to... I was going to say logistics, because we could possibly have logistics so it balances a belt. But because we produce so much water and because these things are not used synchronously, I think that would be a bad idea. In hindsight, I don't think that would work out for us. Not the way we want it to, anyway. So we're just going to have to try this instead. Let's just bring these out all the way. There we go. And we may even then be able to have them run happily underneath. That would be a particularly big win for us if that can work. Let's see if we can get the right angle. I think we can. There we go. Seems that we can. Well, that works out quite nicely. Actually, that works out perfectly. Wonderful. So what we're going to want is we're going to want to deliver the manure over on this side, probably. All right, let's bring that out then. Actually, let's try and sort this terrain out instead. Let's not be silly about this, shall we? Let's see, do we have terrain tools anyway? We do not. Alas. Then let's go in here, find terrain, flatten down, that's fine. Let's grab you, and just bring this back. There we go. Nice. And sorted. This one is a little bit wonky, actually. So let's just flatten this terrain so that we can bring this down. So we can actually have a road that'll move down there and allow us to have carts deliver items. Otherwise, that's going to just be awful. There we go. That will kind of work. It's not the best solution, I know, but it'll do. All right, let's get back to our scaffolding. And this can come all the way out. Oh, really? Have we taken it down too much? We have. Ah, my bad then in that case. Oh, well. I guess I should have been building a little bit more carefully. That'll do. There we go. And then we can have that come across. Perfect. Right, so we were going to want the silo over here. Pop you down. Heading out. Just so. And then from there, we're going to want to bring out the conveyors. And if we can get all of this set up correctly, then we should be golden. There we go. And down here as well. Now, you might be wondering how I'm going to get it all sorted out here. Well, in an ideal world, I would have planned ahead a little bit better. And instead, I would have had this going over here and then a three-way splitter, just to make sure that everything got the required produce fast enough. But it is fine, I feel. We should be okay with this as is. There we go. And all the way across. And then down. And into the farm as needed. There we go. Marvellous. Now we go over to logistics. We are first going to want splitters. Again, if I'd planned ahead a little bit better, then this would be a much better setup. Little conveyor system, but I did not. Oh no. Oh dear. Well, that's not going to work. I just noticed my error. All right. Well, we're going to have to get rid of these. I can't, unfortunately. So, drat down blast. You see, the problem that we've got there is these are regular blocks. I hadn't budgeted for the extra room that we were going to need underneath. But, oh well, it's something that we've now become aware of, so it's fine. There we go, that should work. We want these types of, the arches specifically. We cannot do this without the arches because everything underneath wouldn't have enough clearance to move around. It's fine, we got there in the end. There we go. And all the way. And finally, some more splitters, and we are almost done. There we are. And then, last but certainly not least, a grabber. There we go. And there we go. Right, that's doing its job perfectly. We're going to have to get rid of you, I'm afraid, though. And then, take this out. There we go. We no longer want these, so let's get rid of all of those. There we are. And indeed, I'm afraid we're going to need to get rid of you as well. So, alright, where is the wagon? There we go. I want you to grab the fertilizer and store it over there. It's a bit of a long trek, I know, but it'll be worth it for us in the long run. For now, we can just bring this down and have it connect up there. Nice and easy. A little bit of an odd path that you're going to have to take there, but it should be fine. Now then, with that done, we can get to the very important job of sorting out the last bits of farms. Now, if we go over to tools, let's have a look. Remove, move tool, grow grass, cut grass, remove block layer, destroy block. There we go. That's kind of what we need. No, that is not what we need, apparently. Okay. Well, let's have a look at remove resource. There we are. Right, get rid of all of these resources. We just need a 3x3. Once that's done, we're sorted. There we go. And then hopefully we can remove the tiles. There we are. Marvelous. And we'll have one extra bit of grain. I honestly thought that was this was 3 on each side. It is not. It's a little bit less convenient, mathematically speaking, but it's fine. Let's go for the farms. And there. One here as well. There we go. And there we are. We are going to want all of the farms in there. We are just going to want you to gather grain. This farm is already doing the everything. Actually, we're going to turn that off first. Apply water. Then apply fertilizer. Then apply grain. Or rather, gather grain. And we'll do exactly the same down here. Now, that's the first time that I've had to specifically do this. That's a very interesting situation that we've got there. Really? We need more? Wow. Okay. Well, I wasn't quite prepared for that, I'll be honest. I am actually quite impressed. Now we can further reinforce these houses if we want to. I guess we should at this point then. Sure. Let's go ahead. Upgrade as many of these houses as we can. Okay, 3 for now. That'll give us enough people though. There we are. And exactly enough people, in fact. That's fine. Apply water, apply fertilizer, then apply harvest the grains. Perfect. Right, now what we're going to do over here. Right now, we're removing grain more or less as fast as we possibly can. And then suddenly quite a lot faster, but it isn't a constant thing. We're going to need to get a couple of connection points. So something along these lines should do. There we are. And there as well. There we go. Right. Let's get you connected up. There we are. And perfect. I could have just drawn that, but I actually like putting it down in a more specific way, honestly. There we are. We should have a little bit of everything floating in. There we go. Perfect. This is what we needed to see the whole time. That is grand. How are we doing down here? Starting to... well, we're not stockpiling, actually. Interesting. We are really not stockpiling. Are we starting to stockpile? No, we're not. It's the output of our grain mills at this point. But we are starting to fill them up, it would seem. This one, not so much, though. We've still got plenty more grain that could be being fed in. Let's have an entire queue for each one, though. That way everything can output as fast as it's generating. And we'll see how it goes. There we go. Is this actually getting enough water? Not really, all things considered. This one's got loads of water. This one, not so much. Well, we'll see. But starting to see the problem with our chute system. I don't think it's really moving the materials quite as fast as it could. If we wanted to, we could use gravity to help out a little bit by just building the barn up a bit, but that would require us using cotton conveyors to get the things into the barn. But then the barn could send things out a little bit faster. That being said, effectively chutes are frictionless. So there's one other thing we could do here. It's kind of an interesting idea. It might just be good enough, you know? It might just be good enough. Could we rotate that around? We could. Shall we give this a try? I think we should. Alright. Alright. I'm game for this. Let's give this a little try. So, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little ramp coming down. That may work because it's only too high, so it should be alright. And we'll get final ramps there. There we are. And we're going to try and force the grain out of the barn a little bit faster. There we go. We're starting to saturate the belt, if you like, a little bit better. It hasn't really made much of a difference. The moment it gets down here, then it kind of just... it gets a bit of a backlog and then it just carries on the normal speed. That's a bit of a shame. But this one, certainly, it's just pouring the grain in there. That's marvelous to see. Now it's slowing down, though, but Still, that's just something that you can consider. The chutes, unlike the conveyor belt, are affected by gravity. So if you want to, you can just have it come out of the window instead of out of the door, and it'll be moving along a little bit faster. Has that made any difference over here? It really hasn't. Really. Well, actually, that being said, the bread is probably coming out just a very, very slightly bit faster. All right. And frankly, with this in mind, I think it would be better for us if we did something like this. There we go. I don't strictly need to use a grabber here. I'm going to anyway. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's get all of that gone. Same with over here, please. I mean, we're not currently sending any flour out. And I think that's fine. Generally speaking. What I would like... No, I would very much like it like this. Oh. Well, that... I hadn't considered that to be an option, but it looks like it'll just come straight out. Okay. Well, that certainly does work. I keep forgetting that the chutes don't actually require the items to come to leave the exit point in a direct way. It's an interesting one. Actually, what we could do here is something more along these lines. Let's have that like so. I guess we'll use this simply because it is there, and it doesn't hurt us to do it. But I definitely want the pusher to always give priority to this route. It should always go down that route if it's available to it. There we go. And then we should start filling this up. Now, we had a stockpile there, and this is not going to get any faster, unfortunately. Still, we might see that the bread starts coming out. We'll never get the bread out particularly fast, and that's bottlenecked by the bread itself, but by the time it takes to make the bread. But we're getting plenty of loaves now delivered, so we're never going to run out of yellow coins. If nothing else, that is assured. Wow, getting those planks is going to take us some time. Okay, so it's taken us the vast majority of the time that we have for this episode just to get all of that sorted. But I think we've got a fairly good little system there. We are producing ridiculous amounts of bread. And on that note, we've now got the Void Obelisk, the Magical Forge. We haven't even really gotten to proper forges yet, so we're a long ways off mana. But at long last, let's actually have a look. We're going to be not doing anything with schools for a while. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get all of this sorted. But it is time, I think, for us to find a nice little spot where we can set up a proper forge setup. Now, this isn't a bad one, but it's also not necessarily the best. We're also like at our capacity for population. Is there anything we can do to try and help with that? What are we making there? This workshop is waiting on iron plates. Why are we not making iron plates? It is because we are not outputting any steel plates. Because dope. Right, okay. What I want here is, I only want iron plates to be accepted here. And then I'm going to dump everything in here. I know this is going to hurt me too. I want to make sure that this is from now on only accepting plates. I'm also going to dump this. I know. Hurts me as well. Let's make sure that that is actually set to iron plates. There we go. And then nothing. At the moment, I don't think we're ever going to be at a point where we can't get... let's turn that back on. Where we don't get nails being made at a really rapid pace. So this should work for the most part. Now you're moving just iron plates across. You're moving iron plates across. Where to? Straight in there, really? I don't think so. You guys can go. Be gone. Also you go. There we go. Right, we should start producing more reinforced planks. Kind of allowed a bottleneck to happen there. My bad on that one. Right, so with that, let's have a quick look at what we're going to need to do to make rails. We look in the recipes. Right, we've got poultice. Pickaxe, shirt, cloth, wooden wheels. Okay, so that's just a regular workshop. What can the forge make? Gold ingots. Okay, we can't actually sell those. How does one make... Actually, you know what? Maybe we do need some iron being brought over. We'll see about that. We'll see what we're selling for iron. But how do we make rails then? So let's have a look. It's quite possibly going to be the machine shop. Assembles a variety of mechanical gadgets. Yes, that's almost certainly going to be what we need. And we're going to need a lot of reinforced planks for that one. Yikes. Okay, well, that was a bit of a problem with us having everything slowed down. But at the very least, we can start making a new area that is purely going to be producing items for our constructions rather than for sale. And I like that idea. Right, okay, smelt ores into useful items and tools. Let's get you down here. We'll make up a new ore area down here. Now we could fuel it by wood as our main fuel source. I believe that is the case. Yeah, we just need fuel. We do not need coal for that specifically. So it's wherever we've got a nice big old iron deposit. In fact, even over here could work. Or here. I think we'll go for somewhere with a sizable iron deposit. So we're going to have a little place down here. We're going to just plonk down a forge. And we'll have it nice and close. Not on top of the iron, though. We are not going to need the iron ore deposited, but what I would like to build is a little silo. I'll have the silo feeding into the forge. We can have the silo right there, actually, and then just some cloth conveyors. There we go. So that'll work there quite nicely. We're going to want a worker or two. So let's actually bring up our workers. It's been a little while since we've had to make these types of workers, but that should be fine. There we are. Let's get that feeding in. We are probably going to want to reduce our workers in other areas. We haven't got anyone in the school right now, and have these all got only one person? Yeah, they do, unfortunately. That is a bit of a pain. Perhaps then these are not backing up with grain. Oh, actually, no, they're all backed up with grain. Okay, well, let's drop these down to 5s then instead. And we'll see how that goes. With 3 farms with half their workforce each, that gives us a little bit more room to play. Right, we're going to want an extra worker. I keep going to the wrong menu for that. Let's get you in there as well. I would like you to haul. Can I select you? Nope. Alright, let me try this then. Nope. Why can I not select you? I want you to move. What is this? I appear to have selected something. Aha! Got you. There we are. Selection tool. There we go. You can both help with that, and that'll give us a storage of a decent amount. Right, we want a lumber yard providing logs. Now, we could just build it here. I could build it over here, in fact. That might not be a bad choice. I could also purchase this for 1,000. You know what? Sure. Let's just buy that. Oh, my lord. What the dickens is this? A what? A water temple? Input water ether and mana crystals. Outputs water crystals. Okay. Huh. Well, that is something that I have not seen before. Very well. I'm going to need to get rid of some grass. Let's cut grass. All of this grass away so I can see clearly the lay of the land underneath. There we go. That'll do. Yep. Alright. I'm going to want a slightly elevated tree farm. So let's go back to flatten down to this level. That'll be nice enough, I think. There we go. Now let's just have a quickly refresher. It doesn't look like we need to apply any kind of water resource. We can just make wood. That's actually pretty cool, though. Do they cost the same thing? We would no linked resources. Yeah, we could just straight up sell that. It doesn't cost red coins for it, That's interesting. But you wouldn't get any wood. You just get apples and pears. That makes sense. Right, let's go back to the forest. It's been a long time since we've had to build one of these. Let's get you right about there. Should be good, I would say. Yes. There we go. And I'm going to want you to output your logs. Once again, we could have these brought into a silo and then pushed out of the silo. Yeah, I think that would be fine. Let's get another silo, just so that we've got a backlog for these. Something there, and then we'll just have cloth conveyors pulling that out. I think that should be fine. Alright then, we are going to want to start getting wood, and only wood. We shouldn't need to push this too hard. We should be okay, I would say. But I'm going to possibly drop down a few more trees because we are going to use this very aggressively. Because wood is not particularly a powerful fuel, I would say. At the moment, we could have both being produced. Yeah, wood does not a great fuel source make in this game, I don't believe. So let's just preempt some things and pop down a couple of extra tree planters. Now, the beauty of tree planters is... Oh... iron plates. Well, as it happens... Oh, that's something we can help with. Let's get another barn. Let's go ahead and pop you down. Right there. These will come straight out of the forge. Don't need anything else going on. But we are going to want these to specifically grab items. So let's get one grabber down here. And I'm going to want to tell this one specifically only iron plates get taken out. And then another grabber over there. Specifically only nails get taken out. Let's have that going for us. There we are. And then finally I want to reserve a spot for iron plates and a spot for nails at the bottom. There we are. And we should be good. Once again, there we are. Got plenty of items being fed in now. And with that, should be able to go with the tree planters. Now the beauty of the tree planters, you can literally plant these anywhere. The slopes do not matter to trees. Trees are marvelous for this particular reason. So we could just have this little area around here. Around the slope area there, just completely covered in trees, because we're not going to be using it for anything else, and that should keep us going. We've already got a goodly amount of wood in there. Actually, we're doing a pretty fine job of that. I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit impressed. Let's pop that up to 5 workers so that we're processing this as quickly as we possibly can. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and we're going to need those reinforced... oh, we've only got 16. Ouch. Those reinforced planks. Yikes. That does hurt. Why are we not getting more of this made? What is going on? Oh, no! I am such a derp. I imagine everyone saw this earlier. I'm sorry. Alright, let's get that down and make sure that this is set to only take out iron plates. There we go. Yikes. That was painful. But it's fine. And down here we've got like an abundance of them. But that's also fine because it means that we're going to have a nice amount to play around with for future constructions. We'll just top up the tree line a little bit. I don't think we're going to need to put down too much over here. And 2 workers there should be more than enough to keep the silos running. There we go. Yeah, we're just filling this up. Let's make sure that this one is set to iron plates as well. There we go. Okay, it's nails. Let's pause things there for a second. Dump those nails. There we are. Iron plates. Okay, there we go. That is fine. The other one is already set to nails, and I'm okay with it. In the future, I might have to manually set that. But for now, the iron plates will, the nails will stockpile, and then we'll just only be working on iron plates. And iron plates will generally be the ones that we should be working on. I don't think it would make any sense to have 2 forges specifically for this. As it stands, this is going pretty nicely for us. And the fact that we don't actually need coal to produce the fuel is something that I really like. But one efficiency that we can add in here is to plonk down a silo. And I think we will. I can see very little reason not to. So let's drag this coal across. There we go. And you can do exactly the same. There we are. That way we can have that nice and full. We should probably do the same over here. Again, there's no reason not to use silos quite liberally in these areas. Ponk. There we go. Actually, I would now like you to pop into the silo instead. Same there. There we are. That should do very, very nicely indeed. But unfortunately, it is going to take us a bit of time to get everything going there. It is the iron resource that we're now shy on. Well, then perhaps we could afford to get an extra worker, or maybe even 2. Yeah, sure. Let's go for 2 and get all of this iron brought across as quickly as we possibly can. There we go. And we're topping it up with fertilizer as often as we can. You know what? I'm not sure that's necessary. We're just trying to use the fertilizer at this point, and I don't think that is, strictly speaking, the best thing for us. Overall, I think things are going reasonably well. We are making cloaks, or we should be. And no, we're delivering... Oh, we're delivering leather in here. Interesting. I hadn't noticed that inefficiency for a little while. Though, actually, I take it back. No, I had been told that I wasn't delivering leather. I must have deleted the wrong wagon at some point. I know that having leather being stockpiled was really useful to us at one point, but yeah, sorry everyone. Super derpy. So the apothecary is gathering apothecary style stuffs, and we would like very much to remove... actually, let me take that away quickly and put the grabber down first. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of an issue. We want that to be cloaks and only cloaks. So let's go ahead and grab you. There we are. Then we can safely put down the cloth conveyor. There we are. So we'll make a little bit of extra cash. You know, delivering some clothes. I think people would be fairly happy with that. I would hope they would be, at the very least. And right now, grains are not doing great. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Fruit and veg, though, well, actually, it's going. We could definitely do with more kitchens providing more goods at all times, realistically speaking. We might want... I would love this to be a white list. Sorry, a black list. So I could just say, don't take out the fish oil. Alas, not quite what's going on there, but this should still work okay for the most part, I would say. We are seeing the chicken being delivered, which is grand. And generally speaking, everything is moving forward. Things could be improved here and there, but we're very nearly completely full of iron plates and nails. So this forge is going to have a little bit of time to start stockpiling. And on that note, we're probably going to do the same down here and grab an extra 1 worker. An extra 2 unnecessary there for the time being, I would say. But that is going to be the end of this episode. Oh, no, wait. Look at that. 52. Okay, well, the end will be at least putting down 1 new building. I feel horrible when we don't make some progress. So, a machine shop. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. So, how about we lower the train first so we can place it in a nice little area. And then we'll see what we can do with that. There we are. Let's get all of that down. Perfect. And then place down our new machine shop. Now, we want plenty of room for this, so I'm going to pop it back here, and it'll be near the water. It didn't show any kind of blue highlight, so it doesn't need water. But the machine shop. We can make gears from 1 iron plate, iron wheels from 2, steam pipes from 2, rails from planks, and stone bricks, and metal conveyors with cloth conveyors. Can can be attached directly to building output. Now, as far as I'm aware, this moves things much, much faster. A lot faster. That is certainly an option. Additionally, we could genuinely feed the output of cloth conveyors over there as well. We are not getting planks there anymore. Why? Why did that stop? When did that stop? Oh my lords. That is a worry, to say the very least. We're providing planks there. Well, we need the planks across here then. Well, now that we've got some logistics, we can do something about that. Let's go ahead and fix this particular problem. We're going to want cloth conveyors bringing the production of planks out and feeding it. Well, honestly, we could feed it across in both directions. Nice and evenly, in fact, I think will be the key here. So let's get rid of that. There we go. We're going to want a logistics block, a nice even splitter right there, and then another logistics block, a grabber right there, and we should be good. Well, that should take care of all of that for us. And we should start producing cloth conveyors once again. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I am going to need some stone over here. Thankfully, there is some stone right there, which isn't going to be a problem. I'm thinking moving this production area out of the way is going to be a big help for us. We are going to want some planks. So I'm probably going to set up a little tree farm over there just to provide planks down to this industrial area. That being said, I could have a splitter or even a priority splitter pushing planks into a lumber mill over here somewhere that will then feed into the machine shop. And that is probably a good idea. And we can even do that right now as the last thing we do this episode. It's been a little while since I put down an episode, so I feel justified in taking my time with this one and actually getting a little bit more content out today. Right, so we're going to want this. We're not going to be making any paper with it. It's purely planks, so that's all we want there. We can have, well, actually, we can have the splitter over here. There's no reason not to, in fact. So, sure. We'll deliver this straight away over here. No particular reason not to. And once again, yeah, we can just have a regular splitter. You know what? Sure. We will split it evenly. I don't see any reason not to. So there we go. We'll have as many people working on this as we can get. And that'll produce all the planks that we need. With that, I'm going to say that we don't need to worry over much about planks. So we're not going to. We've got a stupendous amount of planks being stored. So we can just deliver the planks directly. That said, I wouldn't mind perhaps having an inline buffer of some sort. Sure. And on that note, let's go ahead and move this. Move tool, I would like to move this. That. Can I get the move tool? Allows you to reposition workers and manually collect items. Oh, okay. That isn't going to work quite the way I wanted then. Well, that's a bit of a... Well, this is effectively an inline storage, so that's not an issue for us. We just don't need to have another barn for what we're going to be producing here. Actually, that being said, I should have put that in the middle. There's not really much of a reason not to, given the situation. There we go. Made sense there because I didn't want anything just being thrown out, but still. Pop a silo right here. Get a cloth conveyor right there. And there we go. And then we just need to deliver this all the way across. Now, am I going to be the type of person that is going to place down scaffolding? Yes. Yes, I am. You should know this by now. Right, there we go. And we'll just bring this all the way up. Now that does mean that there's not going to be as easy boat access over here, but that's fine, I think. There we go. And planks being delivered. Glorious. Because ultimately we are going to want the rail tiles. We are also going to want stone. And that is stone brick, so we are going to need a mason's area to make those. Cloth conveyors or the metal conveyors, I'm not going to worry about that one in particular. But everything else we're going to want stored as a means of us building. The metal conveyors, they can wait for quite some time, I would say. I don't think that's an important one. But right now we're producing cloth conveyors once again. We're delivering all sorts of things. Bits and bobs. What are you doing? Who have I got delivering from here? Well, I'm delivering straight into the barn cloth conveyors. Whenever they're being made. How often is that, though? Why am I not seeing it? Let's go back to select. There we go. The wood wheels, we just need more planks. They are being made here and there, just not very frequently, unfortunately. It does seem that we are going through the planks. Honestly, I kind of feel that maybe we just don't need to store the planks over here. Maybe just a regular barn would be enough, because we are currently storing so many planks. I genuinely feel that is probably a reasonable idea. The barns, having the cloth conveyors accessible via barns is good. I know, I just got rid of a bunch of cloth conveyors. I understand this. It's fine. We're going to build 2 new barns. We're going to have one here and then one right here as well. There we go. And with that, I'm going, since we're only outputting 1 item here, let's just pop that down there. And then we're going to get rid of quite a few of these, actually. We can get rid of that as well and start just delivering the cloth conveyors into this barn. I would happily store 200 of them. Likewise, I'll store 200 there as well. We don't need a splitter over here anymore. There we go. In fact, I wouldn't mind pulling out of this barn, frankly. So with that in mind, let's get rid of all of this. There we are. It's a little bit of a mess over here. I know we do need to move all of this around at some point in the future, but for now, all that should be fine. There we are. And with that, I think we are at last ready. I think, yeah, we're doing good. We could actually afford at this point to pull all of those planks out if we really wanted to. And yes, I do notice that there is a bit of a mix up there with my cloth conveyors. We are going to want this to pull out planks. Let's start emptying the planks out of here. We've got a barn that can store up to 200. We don't need that many stored in here. Are we able to pull out this though? Oh, materials. No. Don't do that. Purified elements. I want specifically planks. There we go. Donk. There we go. This should allow us to start producing cloth conveyors at a reasonable pace. Now, it looks like the output is actually on that side, which is kind of annoying, but that's fine. Pop that down. I didn't want the cloth. What are you doing? No, nor do I want that, actually. Okay, I'm going to need one of you fine chaps to off-put all of the stone, please. Thank you. You done? No, you are not. You are not done, because this is full of stuff. Well, right. Okay. How about you drop that off wherever you can. Can I use my selection tool again? There we go. Let's get you over there. Can we... Yes. Let's go and just deposit that. There we go. Now I would like you to get the cloth out of there and drop it off in there. Oh, it's taken a bit of a while, but we'll get there. And when we're done, it's going to be grand, I tell you. There we go. I think that was pretty much all we needed. And we are going to drop it off. There you go. Excellent. Right, and with that, finally, we are not going to start selling these cloth conveyors yet. I'm just going to get rid of the wagon for now. If I can ever select it. There we go. For the time being, we're going to allow these to accrue as we go. I think that would probably be the best way forward. I don't just want to start selling those cloth conveyors. We're not making them fast enough, unfortunately. And it's the wagon wheels that are the real slowdown there. Maybe worth having a workshop that purely produces wagon wheels. In this kind of space, we don't really have for it right now, but that is something that we could look at maybe in the next episode or in a future episode at the very least. But that is going to be it from me for today. Do leave a like if you liked and sub if you haven't already. And until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.